Knowledge justifies authority,
The KJA Global Channel.
lighting up the world one mind at a time.
Series 5,
The machinery of protection.
Episode 86.
The absolute line. Why torture can never be justified.
Here is a question designed to tempt you. If torturing one cruel person could save many innocent lives, should we do it? The answer human rights gives is unflinching, and it matters more than the question. Never.
Today we examine the prohibition of torture and cruel, inhuman, or degrading treatment, and why it stands apart from almost every other rule as absolute. By the end, you will understand a profound idea. That a civilization is defined not by the lines it draws in comfort, but by the one line it refuses to cross under pressure.
Begin with what makes this prohibition unique. Most rights can be limited in narrow, lawful ways. Speech has some bounds. Movement can be restricted in an emergency. But the ban on torture is non-derogable.
It cannot be suspended in war and crisis, or against the worst person alive. There is no situation, no threat, no emergency that unlocks it. This is not a loophole the law forgot to close.
It is a line drawn on purpose, for all time, precisely so that no future fear can argue its way across.
Now the reasoning, because it is the heart of the matter. Why allow no exception?
First, because cruelty inflicted by the state corrupts the state itself.
The moment a society tortures.
It becomes a thing that tortures, whatever its justification.
Second, because the ticking bomb fantasy almost never matches reality. Torture produces false confessions, not reliable truth, and the exception, once opened, spreads to the innocent and the merely suspected. And third,
because human dignity is inviolable. There is a core of every person that no purpose, however urgent, may violate. Draw the line anywhere but at absolute, and there is no longer a line at all.
See why this protects everyone, not only the accused. A state permitted to torture its worst enemies will, in time, define more and more people as enemies. The protection that shields the guilty from cruelty is the same protection that shields you from a knock at the door and an accusation you cannot disprove. This is why the strongest legal systems treat torture as inadmissible, even in the gravest cases. Not out of sympathy for the cruel, but out of clear-eyed knowledge of what a society becomes when it makes cruelty an option. This matters because every descent into barbarism begins with a reasonable-sounding exception. Just this once. Only for the worst. Only to save lives. The absolute prohibition exists to refuse that first step. To hold a society to its own humanity at the exact moment fear tempts it to abandon it. To defend the line on torture is to defend the principle that there are things we will not do, no matter what, because of who we have chosen to be. So today, strengthen your own line. Notice when you hear an argument that begins in extreme cases, surely we could, about cruelty or degrading treatment. Ask where that exception ends and who it eventually reaches. The habit of refusing the first reasonable sounding exception is how individuals and nations keep their absolute lines absolute. Some lines exist precisely so they are never crossed. This is one, a society that holds it, keeps its soul. Subscribe and let us hold the line together. This is KJA. Dignity is non-negotiable.